Hey guys, this is a graphic content warning. If you're under 18, please click away from the video as per YouTube regulations. This is your only content warning. If you continue to watch the video, please enjoy. Friendly reminder that I now have a Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel financially if you haven't already, feel free to check it out through the link in the description. As I can no longer earn ad revenue from YouTube, this is now the channel's source of income. Thank you for all the support, guys. Enjoy the video and be sure to turn on bell notifications if you're new. Thank you. Story time? This is a really long one. I posted this yesterday, but some Anon couldn't finish reading since he had work. I hope you're around, friend. Be me. Live in a very Catholic orphanage. Know nothing of my parents. Always older kids picking on you. Around age 7, I met another kid there. Same age and have similarities. Let's call him Lenny. Lenny and I become close friends, even help each other in fights there. Happens a lot. B, age 10 now. Lenny and I usually sneak out at night to the local town. We almost never get caught. We have lots of time to plan things out. At the town, we usually steal candy and whatnot. You know, kid stuff.jpg. One night, when we were coming back, see a girl walk outside to the bathroom. Yeah, you had to go outside to take a piss or whatnot. Try to avoid her. Some shit fell, and she heard. Walks up to us and asks what we're doing. She seemed very shy and scared to ask us, like almost every young kid here. Tell her we sneaked out and not to say anything. Give her candy, and Lenny and I go back to the room. Next day at lunchtime, as Lenny walks around looking for a place to eat, see the same girl. She's all alone behind the church eating. I was like that before I met Lenny. Tell Lenny we should go eat with her. He doesn't really want to, but I make him anyways. As I get close, she sees me and I can tell she's getting nervous. In a friendly manner, I ask her if she told anyone about last night. Almost about to cry, she says no. I tell her I was just kidding and we just wanted to eat lunch with her. Gets calm after a while. Tells us her name is Ali. She's around 8, so 2 years younger than us. As we eat lunch, we just talk and stuff. She never knew her parents as well, like most kids in this orphanage. Ask her if she liked the candy I gave her. Says yeah, and looked away all blushed, I think. Anyways, lunch ends. Lenny tells us we should make this a lunch spot from now on. We agree, and she seems a bit happy. Probably because we were her first friends. Next day now. Lunchtime. We go to the spot again. After small talk between 3 of us, she asks Lenny and I when we're sneaking out again. I ask her why she wants to know, and she tells us she likes the candy. We laugh and whatnot. Kids stuff, okay? Don't judge. After that, we just play around and climb trees. Lenny always going very high. Me and Ali didn't go very high since the top branches looked weak, but Lenny didn't care. A week later, Ali being part of our group now. We did everything together, even steal extra bread from the cafeteria. One day, as me and Lenny go to the spot, we see some jerks there, asking Ali for her food. She gives it to him and his buddy, just picking on her for fun. I tell Lenny to go get the nuns, meanwhile, I'll go help. I walk up to the guys. They're about 2 or 3 years older than me. Tell them to leave her alone. One out of the 2 guys flicks her hair as he says, "This one?" Tell him not to touch her and punch him. Ali gets behind me. Guys, of course, beat me up. Nuns come over and stop them. Ali's still crying, so I just say it's okay and laugh. Lenny laughs at me too, and calls me a pussy. We just laugh so Ali can stop crying. At the nurse as I'm getting bandaged up, I see the jerks are with the boss of the place. He's a scary motherfucker, even for a priest. Ali's just putting band-aids on me. I personally hate band-aids. I'd rather just let it heal naturally, but whatevs. She's been through a lot, so I let her. Next day, we look for a new spot. Ali doesn't seem comfortable there anymore. Lenny found a nice tree no one uses. Fuck it, that's our new spot. The 3 of us now have a tight bond, trust each other and whatnot. Friday arrives. We usually could stay out longer, and bedtimes are very strict there. Lenny and I decide to sneak out again to the town on Saturday. This time, Ali helps a bit by checking corners and stuff. She seemed nervous, and I told her she didn't have to, but she wanted to anyways. I guess it was a bravery thing. As we get out, she says we better bring back candy, and she runs off. Most of the time, me and Lenny just get on top of the tallest building, which wasn't that high anyways. It's not that big of a town. We mostly just sat down at the ledge and looked down. Never really had a childhood like normal kids, but just looking at the town at night with its lights on, it made me feel more at ease with life. Lenny, now getting sleepy, we go to a store with a chimney. We regularly go there, easy to get in and out, get some snacks and shit, get out and go back to the orphanage. Sun rises in 3 hours, get as much sleep as possible, and then I wake up. See Lenny still lying in bed. Oh, and by the way, each room has 3 people. We share it with some kid that's around 5 or 6, so he's not a problem. At lunch, I give Allie snacks instead of candy she asked for. She doesn't mind. Eat lunch and talk and play. 1 year passes. Lenny and I are 11 years old now. Allie is turning 9 in a week. Decide to surprise her. A week passes. At the lunch spot, I tell her I have a surprise for her. Take out a cupcake with a number 9 on it. She tries not to cry, and immediately hugs me. Lenny takes out a thing as well. It's a piece of paper with happy birthday written on it. We just laugh all together. We all knew each other really well, and Allie and I knew Lenny wasn't always the caring type. As we eat lunch, I think how even though I don't have a family, we 3 are almost like one. Since we cared for each other, and just looking at Lenny trying to get a piece of Allie's cupcake made me smile. It's Saturday now. Lenny and I plan to sneak out. As Allie looks around, she asks to join. At first, Lenny and I hesitate, but she's 9 now, so what the heck. Most of the buildings in town are connected, so even though it was a bit difficult, with our help, she could climb them. After a while of climbing, it was her first time looking at the town from above. Lenny was just getting small pebbles and throwing them down, and Allie was speechless for a minute. I'm glad she liked it. I just laid back and looked at the clear night sky. A week later, Allie gets the flu. It's pretty common since there's very poor hygiene there. Besides the medicine the nuns give you, you're all on your own. And since Lenny was busy with school stuff, I took care of Allie all by myself. First time in the girls' side of the building. In Allie's room, there's only one other girl, about 6 or 7. A pretty strange kid. Allie seemed to get better from the pain relievers I gave her. They're very hard to steal, but whatever. As I just sit beside her while she sleeps, I get bored, no TV in the rooms, get on the bed and rest in the corner, giving her space. I didn't want to catch the flu. It's a small bed, but I make it work. An hour later, I wake up, her hands all around me. Before I get up, I just cherish this moment. I thought, if this is how it feels to have a family, get up and let her sleep. It's still school hours, so I just attend my last 2 classes. Next day at lunch, she says thanks and that she's all better now. No prob, and then tell her she hugged me while I was sleeping. Lenny and I laugh, and she just blushes and looks away. Another year passes. Our bond is stronger than ever. Almost every time we sneak off to town, she'll come along. Lenny and I turn 12. Allie is now 10. This time while we were in town, a guy almost caught me stealing. Allie threw a rock. Anyways, it worked, and we got away. Lenny, leaving me to die, huh? I say. He says he's the one that gave the rock to Allie, and Allie says, no you didn't. 5 seconds of silence, and then we all start laughing. It takes more than that to break our bond. Meanwhile, the orphanage does a lot of financial cuts. Sometimes there isn't enough food, so everyone gets small portions. Most of the time, I give some of my lunch to Allie so she won't starve that much. Lenny, being Lenny, eats his whole lunch, but he does give me some juice. More kids populate the orphanage, and more bullies, but Lenny and I fight together. Allie doesn't really have to worry about much. Most girls there are similar to her. Again, we sneak to town, not just for fun, but for food as well. Allie has become a better climber and jumper. Lenny and I have improved as well. Not like full-on pro free runners, but along the lines. As we just walk around the town, they have those photo booth things. It's just $1, and we all go in. I have 1 quarter. Allie has around 2, and Lenny, saving the day, has 2 as well. We put the coins in and do funny faces. Photos come out. 4 of them. We all take 1 and give the extra one to Allie. Go out the store and back to the orphanage. We head back to our rooms. Lenny says I look gay in the photo, and I just cuss him out. Laugh, and then we both go to sleep. A week later, there's a new system for lunch, where we carry around a card of some sort, and it says if you have already ate lunch for the day. since people started getting more lunches twice a day. Everyone gets a card with a specific number. At lunch, we three just talk how things are getting bad. Lenny says if only we could go away. Another year passes. We hung in there. Lenny and me are now 13. Ali is 11. Orphanage is in a horrible state now. Little to no food, probably because of all the people. Most people getting a good meal were small kids like Ali, so I didn't have to worry about her. Lenny and I have been thinking about something serious for a while now, about running away for good, but we weren't idiots. We had most of the important details down, like food, for example. But we were still 13, and no match for the outside world. We decided it was best not to tell Ali. When we snuck off, most of the times it was just me and Lenny. Instead of just playing around, we practiced our free running skills. Of course, we weren't pros, but we could jump over buildings easily, even do wall climbs faster. We got lots of bruises from this training. Even Ali noticed, but we lied to her and just tried to laugh it off. After weeks of doing this, Lenny and I came up with a test. To have a cop or something chase us and try and get away. We told ourselves if we could survive out there. Week later, on a Saturday night, Lenny asked me if I was ready. Hell yeah, I said, laughing, trying not to look too nervous. But his face stood, still looking down at the town. I knew, then, he was serious about this. I then took on the same face. We looked around the fancy part of the town, since most cops just walk around there. At this time, just bars and restaurants were open. Lenny grabs a rock, and so do I. Yell at the cop. He turns. Lenny throws his rock, hitting a store window, breaking it. I just threw it at the cop, hitting him pretty hard. As we start to run away, we hear him calling for backup. The cop caught up to us a bit. Enter an alley, and the cop thinks he's got us. Lenny and I do a jump, with one leg doing another jump off the wall, making us go high enough to grab the roof of the building beside it. On the other side, another cop climbs the ladder and runs at us. We jump to the next building. We barely make it by doing a cat grab. Get up, and start running again. Cop tries to do it too. Instead, he fails and falls down. After 5 minutes of running, we stop and look back. Looks like we lost him a while ago. Lenny smiles, and I do as well. Head back to the orphanage. Never told Ali about this. We continue to eat lunch together. She asks me why I have a gloomy face around her. Just say food is bad as an excuse. At our room, Lenny and I plan on how to leave. Using the map we got from a classroom, we find a city not far from here. As we do this, I ask him about Ali. We both talk about how we're going to miss her if we go through with this, and probably never see her again. And after all we've been through together, he tells me to stop, and I see a tear go down his face. I try not to cry, and he says at least more food for them, right? Yeah, I guess. We get a hold of ourselves, but we must go through with this. It feels like prison here after living your whole life here. Next day, Lenny and I go to the priest. Ask him, we have an idea how to raise money. Have us both go around town and ask the people, give flyers for church events. He accepts, but that wasn't really the plan. He lets us skip classes for this. Ali noticed, but we tell her exactly what we told the priest. I feel sad, but put on a fake smile. As we walk around the town in daylight, we go to the train station. We see some carts we could get in at night without getting caught. As we walk by, we see a hobo getting kicked off. We go up to him, ask him where this train goes. He has that, "What the fuck do you kids want" face. And then he answers and tells us it's a city up north. Lenny copies the train number, and we move on. Most people there don't give a shit, so we only got around $10. We always take half, and save it for when we go away. As we head back, we see the school. We go in since school ended by this time already. Lenny and I talk about how it would be if we went to a normal school like this. Before leaving, we go to the lost and found. I find a thick sweater, and Lenny found an okay jacket. It's about to be winter in a couple of months. Look for a sweater for Ali. I find one, just about her size. We throw away the flyers in the trash. Didn't even bother passing them around. We give the $5 to $7 to the priest, and head back to our room. Lenny has a small notebook, planning out all we would need when we go away. For water, we just recycle bottles we have and fill them up at local schools. Food would be a bit tricky, but we got really good at stealing from stores. And for shelter, anywhere would be fine. For bathroom needs, we can go to public restrooms. For showering, we thought of the local pools. We hope it would have showers. And last but not least, Lenny took out a nail clipper and a small pocket knife we stole from the town one day. The next day at lunch, I gave Allie the sweater I found for her. I told her how I got it and whatnot. She hugs me and I hug her back. It fits her good. A month passes, and it's winter now. Lenny and I decide to wait for summer to leave. Things go as usual, except lunch is bad as always. Give Allie some of mine. Ever since it's cold, she sits close to me, shoulder to shoulder. I guess it gave her some warmth. But I just put on a fake smile, and just waited for the day to come. Even asked myself if I really wanted to leave, and as much as I would miss Allie, I couldn't stand living there for one more day. Lenny had more control over his emotions, so he looked normal as ever. Christmas comes. The only event is church-related, but kids are free to do whatever they want that night. Lenny and me just hang in Allie's room. Allie's roommate went away with friends, so it was more comfortable. We just got an old board game we found. We play that for the rest of the night, have fun and whatnot. Around midnight, Lenny and me get tired and head to our rooms. As we walk out, Allie stops me and gives me a kiss on the cheek. I just find it cute and pat her on the head. She has the reddest face I've ever seen. Say Merry Christmas and leave. February comes around. Birthday is that month, and I turn 14. Days go by as normal, except at least once a week we go to town for money from the deal with the priest. By now, we've saved around $200. Not a lot considering all the time it took, and some was from pickpocketing we did, and got kind of good at it, but mostly always get easy targets like old people. Anyways, April comes by. Lenny's birthday, and now he's 14 as well. Since the seasons are changing and now it's getting warmer, we decide to leave next month. I can tell he hates this place as much as I do. The next couple of days, as we eat lunch, the now quiet Allie seems nervous and asks me if anything's wrong. She just wraps herself in my arms and takes a nap. Lenny also does feel sad about leaving Allie, but not as much as me, since even Lenny knows she's more attached to me. Weeks pass by. We tell Allie to meet us at night, where we would normally sneak off. Lenny and I thought she should at least know about this in the end. We get our backpacks ready and check everything. Tell Lenny to check the money. Checked, he says. As we go to meet up with Allie, we just have a cold stare. We arrive, and she's there. She asks about the backpacks. Since she's closer to me, Lenny tells me I should tell her. I tell her to listen up a bit, and as each sentence passes, her face shows a sadder emotion. As I finish, she starts crying and hugs me and won't let go, telling me I can't leave her. I just look away, trying not to get teary-eyed myself, but her tears won't stop. I tell her one day I'll come back, and her grip on me gets harder, and then she tells me she's going with me. I tell her how she's safer here, but she won't budge. I've seen enough tears, and I say okay. Both Lenny and Allie look kind of shocked. She then takes me to her room. Lenny stays behind and waits. Allie is now packing like crazy. Literally only takes her a minute to finish. I ask her if she's sure about this. She doesn't hesitate in saying yes. As we get close to the train station, I hear the train sounding like it's about to leave. We quickly get in, on one of the carts, filled with lots of hay. One hobo is in there. He sees us and goes back to sleep. As the trains start moving, we sit down, and Lenny's just giving me a stare that relaxes me a bit, as Allie uses my arms as pillows. I know from now on, I've got to take care of her, but smile that she's coming with us. I get some sleep too. Wake up and see the sun coming up. Lenny and Allie still sleeping. The hobo at the other corner is too. As I look out, all I see is a plain desert. Lenny wakes up. Ask him how much longer before we get to the city. Not much, I think, he says. He then asks me about Allie. I knew sooner or later he would have this conversation. I tell him not to worry, and I'll mostly take care of her. After our chat, she wakes up. I just go back and sit down. I read a couple magazines I managed to get before leaving, and I can tell she's a bit hungry. For the most part, Lenny and I can handle not eating for a while. Look around my backpack and find some small snacks. Hours later, it's about to be night. We can see the station in a distance. We know we're close. We get ready and prepare to leave. Train comes to a stop, and we get off. About 3 miles away, I can see the city buildings, and an hour later, we are around the downtown area. Almost all three of us were astounded. All the city lights are just amazing to us. I mean, we've never really seen anything like this. We almost didn't eat anything, so we go to a McDonald's. It's cheap, so why not? We wanted to save as much money as possible. Got 3 burgers and we shared a medium drink. Total was around $4. We ate in the outside part of McDonald's. It was kind of crowded. Lenny then gives me an eye, and I know what he means. A woman has her purse on the floor. We've done this lots of times before coming here. We tell Allie to stay there. She's just confused and says, okay. Lenny goes around and bumps into their table. As they look at him while he says sorry, I'm on the side of the purse. See the wallet, grab it really fast, stuff it in my jacket, and walk away. Tell Allie to grab her burger and drink so we can go. As we walk down the street, we look at her wallet. Had lots of 20s and about 3 $100 bills. Fuck yes.png. Allie now knows what we did. She just gives us the stare that she's mad, but gets over it quickly since it's kind of what we had to do. After that, we find a local park. The park had a motherfucking water fountain there. Freaking pool-sized. Yeah, for us, that was really amazing to see. We find a nice tree to rest for the remainder of the night. As Allie sleeps in my arms again, Lenny and I talk in the meantime. It's about to be summer, so the nights should be warm. Morning comes. We fill our water bottles in the drinking fountains there, and now look for a shelter. It's Saturday, so seeing kids our age walking around doesn't get any suspicion. We then find the bad spot of the city. You can easily see lots of hobos there. We find an empty building, around 2 stories. It's locked. We go around and break a window to get in. As we get in, I can feel Allie shivers. I tell her not to worry. Then, out of nowhere in the corner, see a lady with a bat yelling at us. Who the fuck are you? Criminals, she says. Lenny and Allie are frozen in terror. I calm down and tell her to wait a minute before hitting us with the bat. She puts it down and sits down. The inside looks like it's been through an apocalypse. She has a mattress on the floor and a small TV there. She then tells me to go on and tell her our story. Oh yeah, I say. Lenny and Allie just stay quiet as I retell everything. Where we lived and why we decided to run away. And there, that's our story. Then I see a smile on her face and a burst of laughter. She then tells us that we're no different. I was about to ask her how, but then she introduced herself. Well, you can call me Xena, she says. We all say our names and talk a bit. Time passes. Well, we're gonna leave now. Later, Xena, I say. She stops me. She says it's alright to crash with her for a while. Really? I say. Yeah, you guys remind me of myself in my younger days, she says. She then says there's some spare space upstairs we can use. We go upstairs. It's no different from downstairs. Even though Xena seemed like a nice person and all, we still didn't trust her, so I told Lenny to keep the money on him at all times. It's kind of a small room. Lenny took one corner and I took the other. I told Allie to take one, but she says she wants to sleep with me. Sure, I guess. I guess she's still scared from all this, I think to myself. I admit, even I was nervous about surviving, but we had more than enough money for food. After settling in, we go downstairs. I ask Xena if there's a bathroom here. Surprisingly, the one there, the plumbing works, but the toilet water was brown as hell. But she kept a bucket with their clean water to clean our hands. After looking around the place and whatnot, we got some sleep. Lenny and Allie are sleeping. I can't decide to go on the roof just to have some time to think. As I use the ladder there to go up, I see Xena, and I approach her. Oh hey kid, what are you still doing up? She asks me. I couldn't sleep, I tell her. Oh well, come sit over here then. So, how long have you lived like this? Longer than I remember. I gotta ask, do you really trust us, or do you have like a plan of killing us all and taking what little stuff we have? I can tell by your expression your story is real. And no, if I wanted to kill you, I would have done it by now. True. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some sleep now. I'll see ya. Oh, by the way, I'm always out in the morning, so don't expect me to be around. Okay, night. As I head back to the room, I see Allie's arms all opened. Yes, my chance now to use her as a pillow. Back then, I wasn't interested in girls that way. Probably because I never had a mom or a dad to talk about this sort of stuff with. I laid down, my head on her arms, and fell asleep. Morning comes. I'm the first one to wake up. At first, Allie's arms were pillows, but now they're restraints. She has them wrapped all around me. Struggle a bit to take them off. Go to the restroom, take a piss and whatnot. Notice Xena is not there. So she went off already, huh? I thought to myself. Went back to the room and wake both of them up. Once they're fully awake, we talk about where to go to eat. We don't know the area that well, especially since it's a big city compared to the small town we came from. We just go around walking, looking for a fast food joint, and find one. The meals are pretty cheap. First time we had a breakfast this good. The pancakes were amazing in my opinion. Even Ali and Lenny agreed we should come here more often. It's still early in the morning, so not a lot of people walking around. Now we need a couple new clothes, but to not spend a lot of money. So of course, we go to a thrift store. Took us a while to find one. It's not that far away. Go in. Most clothes look like they've never been washed. It's about to be summer. We all decide to get some shorts to go to the local pool later on. Also a couple of t-shirts. Total came out to around $13. Awesome.png. After walking around and whatnot, we get back home. Xena always keeps the front door locked, so we have to go around. An hour or so passes, and we hear Xena come in. She calls our names to see if we're there. We go down, and she says she got some food from the food bank 2 blocks down the street. A full shopping cart filled with all kinds of food, but most of it is expired and just looks nasty. I've had worse though, so I dig in. So do Ali and Lenny. Xena then takes out her heating plate and prepares to make some meat they threw in there. I've been curious for a while, so I ask her, "How is it that there's electricity in here, Xena?" "Oh, well, this city for the most part has a good economy. For areas like these where mostly homeless people live, they give the building electricity for free and also water, which would explain why it kind of works." "Then why do you live here alone?" "Yeah, don't you have any friends to share this place with?" To be honest, this is the worst building on the block. And I did have one friend living with me, but she's long gone. Anyways, who's ready for some meat? We get some bread for the cart, cut it in half, each put a slice of meat, and enjoy the meal. Next month arrives, making it July, Allie's birthday. She turns 12, and even though we're 2 years apart, she isn't that short. Lenny and I buy some cheap cake from a market. That night, all of us, including Xena, eat cake. Instead of milk, we drink some soda with it. All the sugar eventually turns Ali and Lenny to go hyper as hell, but weirdly, Xena gets knocked out. I guess sugar has different effects on people, I thought. Next day, decide to go to the local pool. Xena tells us where it is. It's a free entrance. Put on the shorts we bought and go in. We then realize none of us know how to swim. We just try to swim in the non-deep area. Even though it looked hard, Lenny and I learn in minutes, but Ali is still struggling. Lenny and I go to the diving board. Fun as hell. Do it around 5 times afterwards. We look over. Allie's just mad and giving us a stare. We just laugh and continue to be in the deep. After an hour or so of swimming, we finally go to the showers. The real reason we came here. Allie goes to the girls' side, and each one of us have a bar of soap we bought at the 99-cent store. We meet outside, all clean and stuff. It's getting pretty late now. We just grab some fast food and head on home. We now always buy something for Xena. Not that we trust her with our life, but she's done a lot for us. Almost like in a mentor kind of way. After eating, Lenny and I talk about doing some exercise. It's been a while since we last free ran, so sure. Why not, I say. But this time, I bring along Allie. She's older now, so she can handle most stuff, I think. We tell her to join us, and how free running will come in handy, especially in our case. She agrees, and she's actually eager to learn. She has some tennis shoes, so it won't be that hard now. As we go out, we see Xena on watching TV. It's black and white, but it works, so who cares? Tell her we're heading out, so don't worry when we're coming back in later at night. As we get close to the heavily populated area of the city, we notice this is like free-running heaven. Not all the buildings are connected like back at our old town, but pipes and ledges and everything you can imagine all around you. We easily get on top of one, except for Allie, who took her some time. Anyways, Lenny finds a route for training Allie. We stretch a bit and go. Me and Lenny stay a little ahead of Allie, just in case she can't make it and we can grab her or help her. This part where she had to jump across building rooftops was a bit too difficult. She had passed the climbing and jumping one back there, but this one was a challenge. I can see as much scary this is for her. She still runs, and then jumps. Instead of landing on the rooftop, she just made it in time to cat grab the ledge. Gets up. Me and Lenny give her a proudful face. She seems more confident as well. At least once or twice a week we did this. Every week, a bit more difficult. About 2 months later, Allie is like half our level. So, really good. She can do most stuff herself. Now Lenny comes up with a test for all 3 of us. I suddenly know what it is. I ask him if he's sure Allie will be able to do it. Allie is just giving a confused stare, and then says, "Whatever it is, I can do it, guys." I let out a sigh and say okay. We go to the downtown area and walk around a bit. See a security guard. Lenny then throws a rock at him. I throw one at the store, putting a crack in it. The chase begins. Run to the corner and jump the fence. I would like to think Ali would be a little behind, but she's actually right beside me. Really impressive. See the rest of security showing up. Do a wall run and climb up the roof. All three of us do it easily. Now that we're on top, people won't be able to stare that much. We jump across rooftop after rooftop. We lost them. We stop and relax, eventually laugh and give a pat on the head to Ali. Tell her how awesome she got. She hugs me and tells me it's all thanks to me. What about Lenny, I say. He sucks, she says. We both laugh at Lenny's grumpy face and head back home. As we sleep, Ali is in my arms. I just play with her hair, bored and stuff. I start thinking how it would be if she didn't come with us. I shake my head and wrap my hands around her and sleep. Wake up. Lenny's already awake and eating. See Ali already awake. Ask her how long she's been awake. A while now, she says. Then why are you still in my arms? I like it, she says. Oh, Ali. I don't think much of it. As we eat some leftovers, as always, we talk about where to go next. Even though I had a good amount of money, we always tried to get more just in case. Not that we were greedy, but you never know. Even though Ali didn't like stealing, it didn't bother her because she knew we kind of had to. It's now around lunchtime. Lots of people should be at the city walking around. We take a bus there. Took around 5 or 10 minutes. We could also free run there, but we can be seen in daylight and it's really hot. As we walk around, we find and sit on a bench. Lenny and I are trying to come up with ideas. We go to a fast food place. It should be easier. McDonald's are everywhere, and not hard to find. As we sit, we look for old people and women with their purses on the ground. Took us a while to find something. Finally see an old lady with her purse on the ground. Lenny and I go for it. Ali stays behind. As Lenny bumps into their table, I kick the purse over to Ali. Our tables weren't that far. Ali gets it, but I could tell how nervous and scared it made her. As we head out, we go to a park close by. Not much money, maybe around $50 in total. We get some nifty items and threw the rest away. Ali is still nervous looking. I tell her to calm down and relax. We just stay in the park for a while, just talking and stuff. It's around fall this time of year, so around dinner time, we grab some food and go home. Give Zena her usual, and we three head to the roof to eat. We sit on the ledge and eat and talk for a bit. Then I turned to Ali and asked her, "How are you liking it so far?" "It's a big city, not like our old town," she says. "And being us three, we can survive," she says. We three all laugh and finish eating. Afterwards, we go watch TV with Zena. The antenna she made out of aluminum scraps barely works, but some channels are semi-clear. Starts getting late. Go to sleep now. A month passes, making it October now. Halloween is next night. Even though we three never went trick-or-treating, we still felt we were too old for this stuff. Ali, on the other hand, wanted to go so bad. I gave in and told her I'll take her. Even though Lenny stayed home, he could usually clean around. Even though we bought a 99-cent broom, it worked great. So it's Halloween night. We got a white curtain, cut some holes in it, saw a ghost all in all. It's Halloween night, and we go to a good neighborhood. It's very far away from where we live, and I can tell why. Anyways, as kids go knocking on doors, Ali rushes, hitting like 3 houses in a minute. After 30 minutes, I look at her pillowcase. Looks like not much more can fit in it. She manages to fit more. After a while, we head back home. Took us a while to get back, even with the bus. We finally make it back. Ali is all showing off her candy to Zena. Zena says, "Look over there." And as Ali is turning her head, she grabs a handful of candy. Ali notices and tells her she could have just asked, and that she ain't giving any more to her. All in all, a pretty fun night. And Lenny did manage to fix a lamp we found in the garbage, so now there's light in the room, and it's kind of cleaner as well. As we sleep, Ali is moving a lot. Probably some nightmares from all the candy she ate. All her moving around causes me to not sleep well, since she always sleeps next to me. It's morning, and I seriously had an all-nighter. Ali asks me why I look so tired. Wow, I wonder why, I say in a bad mood from all that sleep loss. See Lenny come in the room. He went out and got some pancakes. We dig in, but Ali would rather eat something else. I can tell she can't take 1 more ounce of sugar from last night. Lenny and I put pancakes right in her face, trying to gross her out. She runs to the bathroom. Lenny and I just die of laughter. About a couple weeks later, it's about to be Thanksgiving. We talk about doing a dinner for the neighborhood. Most hobos here already knew us, got along pretty well. The day arrives. No table, so we eat on the floor. It's probably the most hobo Thanksgiving you can imagine, but for us it was great. Around 10 people came in. We just ate and talked. After the small meal, we watched TV and whatnot. Most of the neighborhood got along, so no problems. As soon as Thanksgiving came, so does Christmas. We three decided to go to the city shopping area and buy something for Xena, since all she had done for us. 2 bus rides later, we get there. It's cold as hell, but we all bought some good sweaters at the thrift store a while back. As we walk around, I can't help but look at the families walking around. Mom, Dad, kids. It kind of got to me. Starting to wonder how it feels and stuff. I think Ali might have noticed. She linked arms with me and gave me a bright smile. Meanwhile, Lenny just gave me a slap on the back. Looking at him with a down face, I saw him with a relaxful face, and then I thought, we three are kind of a family, huh? As we look for something for Xena, we see almost everything is expensive as hell. We finally found a good beanie. The beanie hat guys. Xena always has one on, so we agreed on it. It was a nice color too. Red with a cool design on it. $15, so not bad. That night, as we're watching some Christmas stuff on TV, we decide it's time and give Xena the beanie. We tell her it's for everything she's done for us. As she gets it, she hugs each one of us. Ali, being Ali, gets all teary-eyed, and even I got some feels. Lenny probably as well, but he's awesome at controlling his emotions. For New Year's, all 4 of us, we go to this event at the city center. Tons of people there, almost like New Year's in New York. As the clock counts down, people join in the final 10 seconds. So Ali can get a better view of the fireworks, I put her on my shoulders. I was tall enough to see with no trouble. And then boom! Pretty cool fireworks all over the sky. After all that loudness, we head back home. A month later or so, it's February. I turned 15 now, but still, same old, same old. Even though Ali was still 12, well, turning 13 in the upcoming months, she was almost as tall as Lenny and me. So for the most part, we saw her as 14-ish. Since it didn't snow in this part of the country, it just got very cold. Every night, we 3 went out for some free running. Lenny and me got surprised as to how good Ali had become. You can even say she's at our level. We would always test ourselves, like this one time. While we were on top of a building, we would jump to the smaller building beside it. And when we would land, we would do a roll to ease off the pressure from the height of the jump. But that doesn't compare to the other move. Next to this building, a parking lot of cars. The one that kept going up in a spiral form. You know the ones. Anyways, on each floor there's a gap. And we had the idea of jumping and going through the gap. And even if we didn't make it, we could grab on and not fall. As I was about to tell Ali to let us go first, she was already getting speed. My face turned blank with fear. Instead of Lenny being scared, he just started saying, "Go, go, go!" As she jumps, I calm down, from the look on her face of pure confidence. I can relate. As you jump, you just feel like you're flying, and almost like being frozen in time for a couple of seconds. As soon as Ali landed and made it all the way through, I started running. How far she has come inspired the fearless jump I was about to do. And yes, I made it through the gap with no problem. As it was Lenny's turn. "Oh, outrunning me, huh, guys?" he said. Well, he didn't make it quite yet, but he did grab on the ledge of the gap, so no accidents. On his second try, he did make it though. A while later, it was around 5 or 6, dinner time. We got some food from our favorite place. We just got on top of a building, through climbing the pipes. All of us sat on the ledge, eating and stuff. Every time I see the city from a high place, it's cool as hell. Especially around this time, when the lights barely start turning on. As we eat, we start talking. Cool so far, huh guys? Yeah, we should have left Ali behind though. Ali punches Lenny. "What did you say?" "I'm just kidding." "Hey, you punch pretty hard now." Laughs all around. Only problem with the city would be most stars aren't visible with all these lights. After we finished eating, we head on home, but what other way than free running? Winter turns to spring, making Lenny 15 as well. Since it starts getting hot, we realize our hair is getting very long, so we look for a neighborhood barber shop. We find one. It's a family-owned and has very decent prices. I'm first to get my hair cut. I feel awkward because Lenny and Ali keep staring at me. 10 minutes pass. Regular haircut, not too short, not too long. Same with Lenny's cut. As fast as our haircuts went, Ali's takes forever. Finally, after like an hour, it's done. As she turns around so we can get a good look at it. She looks cute as hell. I tell her it looks pretty, I guess, and I think I see her blush. We end up going home. About a month or so later, summer arrives. This is about the most intense heat I've ever felt. Worse than last year. We think about going to the pools on Saturday, but we needed new shorts. The ones we had were worn out and ripped. As we looked around the thrift store, Lenny says he found something. As I look over, it's a swimwear that's about Allie's size. We laugh and think about how we can pressure her to wear it. As we walk towards Allie, trying to control our laughter, Lenny pulls it out from behind his bag. Allie turns around, asking us what the hell that thing is. Don't girls your age start wearing these? Yeah, and I heard it's more comfortable than shorts. Yeah, sure, I'm just going with regular shorts. Oh, come on. Plus you might look pretty cute with it. Well, I wouldn't say cute exactly. Allie punches Lenny. Okay, I'll wear it. She hesitates to buy it at the register. As me and Lenny change in the pool locker, we head to the pool. Allie's still inside. She's sure taking long, huh, Lenny? It's her first time wearing something like that. Probably all embarrassed, he says. While we wait, Lenny and I see how far we can dive. As I rose up, I think I see Allie coming out. She runs and jumps in the pool, and I can tell she really is all shy about it. She does look cute, I think to myself. Then Lenny and his trolling. How does the bikini feel, Allie? Fine, I guess. Well, you're mostly flat, so it must be very comfortable. I feel the air getting thicker. Allie, now in full rage, tries to swim to Lenny. She did manage to learn a while back, but not very good. Lenny goes to the deep part of the pool. Allie can only stay swimming so long before going back to the edge. She tells Lenny she'll get him later, in the scariest tone. To lighten up the mood, I gave her a pat on the head and told her she looks cute and all. Really? She asks me in a shy tone. Yeah, now stop being shy about it and start having fun, I tell her. She gives me a smile and says okay. Luckily today, mostly old folks at the pool, so basically kind of empty. I go to the diving board. I can do flips and stuff on it. Later on, I help Allie with swimming. Meanwhile, Lenny's flirting with a girl. I have Allie holding me from the back, tell her to let go when she feels she can swim. After a while, she gets better. Pool's closing in a couple of minutes and we get out. The wrinkles.png. As we head to our changing rooms, I ask Lenny if any luck with that girl he was talking to. Not really, he says. Hey, maybe one day we'll both pick up cute girls. And break Allie's heart, dude, he tells me. What do you mean? I reply. Never mind. Anyways, hurry up and let's go eat. It's around evening. The sun's going down. And while on top of a roof, we look for a place to eat we can all agree on. Lately, Lenny has become a picky eater, and we agree on one. It's Chinese takeout, and their orange chicken is amazing. We finally get home after a while, give Xena her usual order, and head up to our room. The next day, the sun comes up, and I feel horrible. Start sneezing a lot. Lenny and Allie wake up. They notice how sick I look. Lenny not caring that much, since it was just a cold. Allie, although, did have a concerned look on her face. I told her it's just a cold, and I'll feel better in a couple days. A while later, Allie comes back. Brought me some medicine. It probably tastes like shit, so I refuse to take some. Allie says it's for my own good. I just wrap myself in the blanket and try to rest. Out of nowhere, Allie grabs and pulls the blanket from me. Hey, I'll be fine in a couple days. I don't need medicine. I stare at her. She has a serious face on. Literally opens my mouth by force and makes me drink it. I was right. It does taste like shit. I just give her a stare and wrap myself in the blanket again. And even though I was kind of mad, I did start to feel better after a while. But still, having the flu in summertime sucks. Nightfall arrives. Allie's sleeping beside me as usual. I tell her she can sleep further away so she won't get sick, but it's too late. She's already half asleep. I wake up, feel all healed, turn around towards Allie. Hey, I guess the medicine did... She caught the flu, and looks even worse than I did. I told you, Allie. At least now you'll taste that awful medicine. Whatever, it's your turn to take care of me, okay? She asks me. Yeah, fine, I guess, I tell her. Time passes. Another fall, making it more than a year since we arrived here. Allie's birthday as well, making her 13, but she always looked a year older. For the most part, we just pretended she was 14. Lenny and I found a place in the city where lots of tourists go, so it made it easier for us to pickpocket them. Also, we heard a new theme park had just opened. Since it was their first opening week, prices were low, and we decided to take a bit from our savings and go to it. After a long bus ride, we finally make it, only to wait in the longest line I have ever seen. Before going in line and paying for the tickets, we look around to see if there's any way we could sneak in. Nope. The fences have spikes and the walls have spikes, and not to mention all the security cameras in every corner. Then Lenny notices something, a worker that looks familiar. He goes up to him. As we get close to him, it's a hobo that used to live in our neighborhood. We ask him how it's been and all, and he says he got a job there as a janitor, kind of. Then he asks us if we want to sneak in. Fuck yeah, .gif. When we get in, lots of people, everywhere. We say goodbye to him and continue on. Which roller coaster should we ride first? Lenny asks. We agree on a big old wooden one. After waiting in line forever, we strap ourselves in. Allie's sitting next to me around the back area. Lenny wants the full experience, so he's the first one in the front cart. As it starts going up, you can see everything from this height. Then we get ready to drop, and I can tell Allie's super nervous. How can I tell? Well, she's holding my hand tight as hell. Then the drop arrives. The pressure and speed is scary fun for me. I just laugh as we go down, out of the pure fun. Meanwhile, Allie has her eyes closed and she's screaming like most of the people on the ride. After all the cuts and corners, the ride comes to a stop. After some small rides that Allie could handle, we just walked around, although Lenny was having more fun talking with this girl. Hey guys, you think I should go hang with her and her friends? I mean, they're cute. Out of your league, maybe? Cute, huh? Dude, she's calling me over. Anyways, meet at the exit around 11. Anyways, have fun on your date, guys. Peace. Date? What does he mean by that, right, Allie? Well, we are alone. Yeah, I guess. I start to get shy about it myself now. Well then, if it's a date, let's treat it like one, right? I man up a bit and hold her hand. Wanna hold hands? I ask her, and with the brightest smile, she says yes. After that, we just go on roller coasters. I start getting hungry. My legs feel numb as hell, probably from all those loops. Allie goes and makes an order. Since we sneak in with the help from a friend, we got extra money to spend. 5 minutes later, the waiter arrives with the food. He puts the food on the table and leaves. Hey Allie, what's up with only one milkshake? Well, it's those shakes for couples. Plus, it's cheaper than ordering 2 regular ones. It even has heart-shaped straws, I think to myself. And I even see her blushing. Whatever. I start drinking some since chocolate is my favorite flavor. She then also starts drinking some. We slowly make eye contact. It's awkward at first, but I let out a smile to lighten the mood. She does as well. The rest of the time there, we walk around holding hands and getting on coasters. As we meet up with Lenny at the exit, he looks happy about something. He won't say, but I can guess something happened between him and the girl. As we get home, Lenny falls deep asleep really fast. As I was about to go to sleep, Allie calls me over. She says the stars are clearer tonight and she wants me to see them. As we head for the roof, I do see the stars pretty clearly. Yeah, it's a pretty sky tonight, I say. After talking on the roof for a bit about the fun we had today, she then gives me a surprise kiss. My first kiss. Then she backs away and says sorry, and I see her face is all red. I lift up her head and give her another kiss. She wraps her hands around me, and long story short, we made out. Morning comes. As I wake up, Allie still has her hands around me. Did she even sleep comfortably, I think? Lenny wakes up as well, asks me how my night went, with a smirk on his face. Then Allie wakes up as well, unravels her hands from my back, and asks her how she slept. Instead, proceeds to kiss me in front of Lenny. So, you two are going out now, huh? I can sense the evil within him. Allie then goes to tell him how we're girlfriend and boyfriend and all that. I feel awkward since Lenny keeps staring at me with that evil smile. I change the subject and ask what we should eat. We end up eating pancakes as always. As soon as fall started, so did winter. Again, we all chipped in for a present for Xena, but lately she's been kind of distant. Still, we end up having another fun New Year's night. Then, on one cold night, around the middle of January, me and Allie go free running a bit. She says it's a date since it's only us two. Still pretty cool to have a run though. There's nothing like the feeling of adrenaline rushing when you're jumping from rooftop to rooftop, although Allie tells me not to run so fast and to enjoy the night. Then we just get on an empty apartment balcony. Pretty high up, I just stare at the city down below me. Then I think to myself, I should make the first move. Hey Allie, do you want... I get cut off. She already started kissing me before I could even ask her. After a while of making out, we head back home. It's kind of late, so both Lenny and Xena are deep asleep. There are around 4 office rooms, well now converted into rooms. Only around 2 were clean enough to sleep in. Allie grabbed a blanket and grabbed my hand. She took me to the next room. She cleaned up a small corner. We laid the blanket there. and I thought we were just gonna make out. As she sits on top of me, she stops making out. Then she just gives me this shy stare. It's been a while since I've seen her this shy. Then it all comes to my head, and I give her a light smile. She returns it. I think you can guess what happened that night. As I wake up, she has my body wrapped in her hands. It's pretty cold, so I stay like that. Then Lenny wakes up too and comes in the room. Guys, you didn't let me sleep last night. What do you mean? I could hear both of you last night. You weren't exactly quiet. Especially Allie. Sounded like a murder was happening. Then Allie starts chasing Lenny around the room. Later on, we went to the local diner. We became friends with the owner over some time now, since we went there a lot. He gave us a discount and whatnot. February comes along, and I turn 16. As we three eat at the diner as usual, I mention I should start looking for a job. The owner overhears, and he asks me if I was looking for one. Let's call him Dale. Yeah, actually. Well, I need someone here to clean around a bit. You interested? Yeah, thanks. I mean, even if you pay a little, it's fine. Oh, don't worry. I pay my employees good. After our talk, he gave me a schedule and whatnot. Since I wasn't in school and didn't have a work permit, it wasn't exactly legal, so it was our secret. Later that night, Lenny talking about how he's gonna get a job soon. As I head to our room, I see Allie kind of depressed. As I lay down, I ask her what's wrong. She tells me it's nice I found a job and all, but if I'm gonna be away from her a lot. I tell her it's just going to be like going to school, but kinda different. And hey, with the money I make, we can live a bit more comfortable. She still seems a bit sad, so I give her a kiss on the cheek and go to sleep. As I turn and get ready to sleep, Allie's hands wrap around me suddenly. First day of work arrives. Nothing big, just cleaning tables and the bathroom. Dale tells me good work on my first day. I knew most of the employees as well, so no awkwardness from my fellow workers. As I get ready to leave, I see Allie coming in. Hey, what are you doing here, Allie? Oh, I just came to check on you. I even brought Lenny with me. So, they give you free food? Really? That's the first thing you ask, Lenny? Anyways, I'm done for the day. Let's go home. As we walk home, Lenny stayed behind for food. Typical Lenny, I say. It's still February, so the weather's cold. Then Allie grabs a hold of my hand. I look her in the eyes and look away very fast. I don't want her seeing me blush. And then, just as I turn around, I look at her, giving her a relaxed smile. She gives me a smile as well. After my first week of work, I get my first payment. After giving some to Zena, I decide I should take Allie on a date. Find this restaurant where lots of people our age go. As we go in, a waiter comes for our order. Get some steak and whatnot. Surprisingly, not that expensive. Allie tells me it would have been fine if we just ate pizza. Well, I wanted me and my girlfriend to eat at a restaurant at least once, I tell her. I turn away, feeling awkward. Allie then just gives me a smile, as it looks like she's going to kiss me. The waiter comes in with our food. Good thing, too. It would have been awkward if people saw us making out. After eating, I pay the check and we walk around the city square. Lots of fun things to do there. It's a cold night, and I've got an old, ripped sweater, but it kept me warm. No complaints from me. Allie, on the other hand, told me to go get a new one. After trying to convince her that it's fine, she dragged me to a store nearby, made me try on different jackets until I liked one. After trying on dozens, I picked one. It's pretty cool, in fact. We continue walking around the store a bit. I see some small shorts. I think they call them booty shorts. I pick them up and show them to Allie, while trying not to laugh. I tell her to try them on, and her face becomes all serious. I don't feel like laughing anymore. I slowly put them down and continue walking. Notices Allie's shoes are kind of worn down as well. Ask her if she needs new ones. I guess, if it's okay with you, she tells me. Don't be shy, Allie. Since you picked out this sweater for me, pick a pair of shoes you like, anyone's. After a long time, she finally finds a pair of shoes she likes. We go to the register, pay for the sweater and the pair of shoes, end up holding hands as we walk home. Spring arrives, meaning Lenny turns 16 as well. Luckily at the food bank, they were looking for helpers, and with Zena even recommending him, they hired him. It didn't pay much, but it was enough. Now Allie's feeling left out that she's the only one without a job. I ended up helping in the kitchen more at my job. Not like a full-on cook, just cutting vegetables and cleaning around. Ended up getting a raise, around a couple bucks more. While free running one day for exercise, we go to a store for some cold water. We see some prepaid phones, those cheap ones that are like $10. Now that we both have jobs and they're prepaid, we buy it. We buy each other one, and Lenny and I chipped in for one for Zena. We got some takeout and head home. We decide to surprise her with it. Xena, close your eyes, says Ali. Okay, they're closed, Xena says. We put it in her hands, and she sees it. Why do I need this thing, she says. Xena, Lenny says. I'm just kidding, guys. It's great. Thank you, she says. We all laugh and she hugs us. That night, we try texting each other. It's pretty fun. Lenny ends up texting Xena's phone by mistake, and we hear it ring downstairs. Xena angrily yells at us, and we three burst out in laughter. Summer arrives. Ali is 14 now. I laugh that she's about the same height as Lenny. Lenny's getting kinda short, huh? I say. It's not funny, Lenny says with an annoyed tone. On Fridays after work, we three would all eat dinner, finish eating, and head home. As we get close, Tom comes running up to us. Tom is also a hobo who lives around here. It's friends with Xena. Guys, how is she? He asks. Who? I tell him. Xena, she's at the hospital, haven't you heard? We three rush there as fast as possible. As we get there, Ali looks scared. We're all scared, actually. A nurse takes us to her room. Xena is on the bed with lots of wires hooked up to her. Are you okay? I say. Xena, are you okay? Ali and Lenny ask. I'm fine, guys, she can barely say. Doctors come in, and we have to go wait outside. Nurse tell me she's been having this sickness for a while, and it's not so easy to cure. Ali is just crying on my shoulder. Lenny's also pretty depressed as well. I try to stay strong for the group. Then we see something going on. A bunch of people in and out of Xena's room. After 5 minutes, it calms down, and the doctor calls us over. Says that she has something to tell us. Hey guys, you three made my life something special. And around my bed, there's a box with a note. Goodbye. Her eyes close, but she still manages to have a smile on her face. The doctors tell us we need to go outside. Allie's still crying her eyes out. Even Lenny. Hey guys, it's gonna be okay. And then I start crying. Allie runs at me, giving me a hug, and we both cry. I grab Lenny and pull him in here. After some days, we three are still depressed as fuck. We find the note she was talking about. It reads, Hey guys, if you're reading this, then the sickness got the better of me, but I want to let you know, before you three came into my life, I was thinking of doing some sort of crime. You know, just to go to jail for a while. Shelter, free food, all that good stuff. But then you came in. You three who needed help, and over the time that you were there, I started feeling kind of like a mother, even though I was far from one. Anyways, remember I'm still there somehow. Probably. Unless I'm in hell or something. And then we all get a small laugh. My final wish is for my ashes to go out with the wind from a high place. Since you three are good at climbing, should be no trouble. See you guys soon. Xena. I folded the note and put it where I got it from. It felt like it belonged there. While later on, we got a hold of Xena's ashes. That night, we headed to the tallest building. It was pretty hard to get to the roof, but we managed. You guys ready? I asked. Allie just grabbed my hand tighter, meaning a sad yeah. Of course, Lenny said. I opened the vase and poured her ashes. Wind at this height is strong. The current takes her ashes quickly. I quietly say, Bye, Mom. A tear rolling down my cheek. Even though it was depressing, it gave us some closure. We managed to live there for the following 2 years until I was 18, so I could get an apartment. With Lenny's help, we managed to get a 2-room apartment. Of course, Allie and me in one room and Lenny in the other. With some help from Lenny and Allie, I managed to get my GED from a local adult school, and so does Lenny after a while. 1 year later, we three are on a bus. Get off early in the morning. Well, this is where we go our separate ways, huh? Yeah, says Allie. I'll miss you guys, says Lenny. Me too. I'll see you. And then we all went our ways. Now I work a standard cubicle job, doing paper and filing reports, and other boring stuff, but the pay is pretty good. Hey, can you stay for overtime, Anon? Need some important papers done, asks my boss. Sure, no problem, I tell him. Around 6 o'clock, I finish the work. It's dark out. Grab the bus and head to the apartment. I open the door and I walk in tired. As I go to the kitchen, something smells good. Hey, Allie, what are you cooking tonight? That's a surprise, she tells me. So, how was work today? I ask her. She works at a daycare about 3 miles from where I work. Good. Kids are fun to work with and it's been quiet here, huh? With Lenny on his work trip, we got the apartment all to ourselves, she says. So, Allie, got any ideas this weekend? I mean, it's our 1 year anniversary of being married and all. Yeah, but it's a surprise, so don't ask. Is it some lingerie for our honeymoon? You always get bras that are way too big for you. And I see her giving me an evil stare. Never mind. The end. I just want to let it be known that if you guys had any issues or noticed any issues with this reading or kind of the grammar in it, obviously this was written by somebody foreign, English probably not their primary language. There was a lot of mistypes and terrible spelling and terrible grammar in general. I took some creative liberties to try and make it sound as fluent as possible, but I didn't want to change a whole lot because I wanted it to sound kind of relatively authentic to the broken English, which I felt like added to the story. I also wanted to be known that a lot of times the picture doesn't sync up with the video. That's because the actual green text is not what I was reading off of. I was reading off of a more cleaned up version, which will be linked down below along with all the original green text, but there are parts missing of the green text and some differences in the text that I read. But yeah, that's all it was. I was just reading a more cleaned up version, and if you wanted to read it for yourself, it's in the description below. Anyways guys, thanks for all the support on Patreon and everything, and thanks for all the support in general. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took a long time to make, and remember, new videos every Friday. And this has been Dovahbruh. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash the like button, turn on bell notifications if you haven't already, and have a beautiful day, guys.